Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 10:44 a.m. on the 29th of January 2024. Oh, the first month of the year is almost over. Hasn't it gone quick? So I'm having a cup of tea. I'm not wearing lipstick today because I noticed in my video yesterday or the day before it smeared everywhere and I look like the Joker. Well, I am the fucking Joker. I resonated so much with that movie that when I came out, I actually almost fainted and fell to the ground. Apart from the violence at the end when society completely breaks down, I've only held it barely together, but it's a very thin veneer, darlings. It's a very thin fucking veneer. But anyway, here we are, another day in paradise. That's my code for hell, by the way. And I'd like to say it's a beautiful day, but it's not. It's another grey, overcast day, and we're going to get more rain. But the sun's peeping through over in the west, so there's potential for it to get better for someone. And I'm not long out of bed. I had a really rough night again with the medication and my bladder. I was up all night again. But I got a good solid sleep from 4 a.m. till 9:59 exactly. And I forgot to take my tablet because I normally take it at 10. And I was still synapsing. So I took it at 10:25 and we're cooking on gas, people. We're all happening in a far out way. And I'm so frustrated that this medication's not working, but what can I do? It's so typical of me. So on we go, soldiering on, head up, shoulders back, boobs out. Oh, not too much boobs out, shrink them down a bit, pretend they don't exist. These are solely made of hot chips and chocolate, darlings, nothing else. Oh, and rather salubriously, I put on a very sexy bra today. So I have a bra on for the first time in days, so I must be feeling a bit better. I kind of regret the bra decision though, because it's a nylon bra and I feel all sweaty and sticky and icky. And so there's a good chance the bra will be flung off sometime this morning too, because it's hot in here. Because it's hot and I'm uncomfortable and I'm at home alone, like who cares? Wasn't it awkward though when the lovely neighbour came to bring my parcel yesterday and I was sitting here in my nightie without a bra or any underwear on and I'm like, oh bejesus, why do men always come to my gate? It's a metaphor for my life. When I'm not ready for them, right? He's a married man. I don't mean it in that way, but I always get visitors, random appearances like that, when I haven't brushed my teeth or my hair and I'm looking scruffy. When I glam up all glamorous and fabulous, darlings, I see no one. Anyway, it's one of those things in life. It's Murphy's Law, I think they call it. Murphy's bloody law, darlings. Anyway, it's already 30 degrees and it's 10:48 a.m. Oh well, I do live in Australia. You've got to take the good with the bad. Anyway, so today we begin Memories of 29th of January 2024. From potent writings to spiritual gold, I remain a golden girl in a constant state of rebirthing from too many ground zeros. Far too many. Not sure if we can capture the whole picture. Here's me looking extremely happy and triumphant because, I'll just scroll down, I had just made these little pussycat earrings that I'm quite proud of. 29th of January 2022, so I made them 2 years ago, an even date. Yay! Anyway, I worked on my snake bracelet yesterday and I'm not real happy with it yet. I hope it turns out. I'm still struggling to solder on the new tongue I made for it. So I'm going to have to persevere because I want that tongue on it by hell or high water. So it'll have to happen and I'll have to master that soldering. But yes, the psychedelic dreamer is intrepid. 29th of January 2023. I woke up after only 4 hours sleep, staggered or limped outside to hang up some washing. My feet are throbbing vaingloriously. It is difficult to walk. I let the beau out to pee, gave Charlie her breakfast. She is singing happily on top of her cage. I should actually bring her in here, actually. I might go and do that. She'll shit everywhere, but I haven't spent much time with her. One moment, I have a moment of guilt. I've got to be a good rainbow lorikeet mummy. Come on, Charlie. We're making a video. Come on, Mum. Come on, let's go. Let's go to bed. I know you're going to do a massive poopy can, so I'll just do that. Yay, good girl. Oh my goodness. Your ass is class, Charlie. Your ass is class. Right, here we go. You're going to say hello to the people, Charlie? I brought a schmutter because you're going to poop. I know. You know you just pooped in the sink, but there'll be more poops. And I got a reasonably nice dress on today. And you got food all over your beak. It's like that song. Food between your teeth. No aphrodisiac like loneliness. You shouldn't leave me alone. Well, I didn't. I came and got you, didn't I? Enough already. She's like, well, you left me alone yesterday, Mama. I was concentrating on my bracelet. I worked hard yesterday considering how unwell I felt. Your mother's a bit of a superstar. She's a bit superhuman at times. Here we go. We're making a video, but the video will mainly be of Mama T cleaning up your poopies. Right, she is singing happily on top of her cage. This was you 1 year ago, Charlie. I had a great time last night. There was a lot of love in the room. Yucky. She's got food on her beak. I don't mind if she kisses me otherwise. But yeah. Anyway, sweetness and generosity of spirit. She's so happy to be with me, can you tell? She's going to do a little preen. She's going to do a little dance. She's not going to be making love with any wild birdies because she hates all the wild birdies. But the thought's there, isn't it, Charlie? The thought is there. More and more I'm sensing a kinder, nobler shift in the collective unconscious. Long may it continue. May we all be carried on the arms of angels to a safer paradigm. I should have clarified, like in our living form, stay alive and be safe for as long as possible. I don't mean entering the next dimension en masse like the fucking rapture or anything weird like that, people. But we are in a rapture, aren't we, Charlie? We're enraptured with each other. We're enraptured with each other. Kisses. Who loves you, baby? The mama loves you. I know. I googled machine, which apparently means prostitute, which made me laugh, as I definitely don't think my new DJ meant that compliment in that context. And if he did, So what? I know what I am and what I am not. He was a lovely man. That was one of the DJs from Sunset Brothers were playing that night, and he took an instant shine to me. Oh, he came right down off the console and engaged with me and was kind of flirting. I was like, are you single or is this just show business? I can't work it out. So anyway, because there was a big crowd and he was so friendly and lovely to me, I hammed it up for him too, as I do for all my men and my women singers as well in the bands. Here's to you, Ness from Ramjet. I ham it up for you all because it's fun and it's show business. But every now and then you get this full-on attention. It's like, ooh, this one likes me, and I get all titillated. And then nothing happens. But he did ask me to like his page, and I'm sure that was just a Facebook algorithm, people. It was nothing personal. But he did ask me at the end of the gig if I would come to the casino again next time he played, because they come from Sydney, those DJ brothers. And I said I would indeed, which my intentions were honourable, but I can't go back to the casino now after what they put me through, so I guess, I won't ever see that nice man again. But he was lovely, very lovely and very sweet. Sometimes out in the night scene, the music scene, you come across these kind of earth angels, but they don't know that they're an earth angel. They're just strutting their stuff, doing their thing. But it's just so delightful, it really is. I wonder how he'd felt if he could watch my videos and know that I just referred to him as an earth angel. But he kind of was, because he made my night. He was just so gorgeous. And every chance he got, he'd come down and look at me and hold his hands out. And even his brother was spinning on the console. Was like, you could see him thinking, what the fuck is going on here? So anyway, I must have reminded him of someone, or, someone at the casino said, play up to that crazy bitch. It's always in the left-hand corner, their left of the stage, because she's part of the vibe, man. But no, that can't be true, because they were really quite happy to, chase me out of there. So I don't know what the deal was. Anyway, it was love at first sight, darlings. Love at first sight. Can't take it seriously. Love at first sight that never goes anywhere is like being bitten by a snake that crawled away back to its hole and laid its eggs somewhere and started its own colony somewhere else. Oh, that's dark, isn't it? But it's a bit like that too in Brisbane. So many disingenuous people. That's why I was heartfelt when this lovely Sunset Brothers DJ made such a fuss of me. It was just lovely. We all want to be loved, don't we? Here's the thing, at our core, no matter who we are, we all want to be loved and treated with at least basic courtesy, if not actual kindness. And if we get treated with absolute love and adoration as well, bonus, right? It's all very cute. So, I'll carry on. There were many vicious slanderers only a few years ago in that space. And I am gratified that after 12 years of holding my ground and courageously guarding my sacred space, both inner and external. Where's my mouse gone? Where are you, Mousky? Here we are. Pardon me. That I have created a better reality where by and large the other dancers are kind and decent people. Yay! You get the odd nasty little troll like the two men that spilled their drink down Shireen's back, then decided to cavort around me. I gave them short shrift. Yuck. Shireen looked beautiful that night, had a beautiful silk blouse on. I would have just slathered them one with a slap, but she just took it, It's just awful. Shouldn't have to accept that kind of behaviour. But anyway. But apart from that altercation, everyone else was lovely. All night long. And yes, I machine gunned my fragile older woman's body to almost every song last night. The Sunset Brothers played the first lines of Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, then abruptly changed songs. I frowned and pouted, as I love that song, even if it is about suicide or borderlines. I'm still raging hot. I've got it on 24 degrees. Bring it down again. Breaking into a sweat. Had it on 25 all night while I slept. A third night sleeping on the couch tonight. It's just too hot in my bedroom. So I'm starting to feel like a recalcitrant husband that's been kicked out of bed, right? It's not pleasant sleeping on the couch, but I manage. Oh, look, it's raining now. Rain, Charlie, rain. Grass will grow even longer. I'm fighting Mother Nature. Mother Nature's fighting me. Must go within. Mother Nature, stop fighting the psychedelic dreamer. We live in harmony and sacred space. You're going to dry out for a little bit. Give us enough sunshine to dry the grass. Less humidity would be nice. Who the hell are you, Tanya Aarons, to boss us about? Well, I am a fractal Mandelbrot pattern of the multiverse. I have a little bit of a request to put in, don't I? Do you like how I work it? It's actually quite insane, people. But sometimes, every now and then, I get my way. And just as I said that, the sun came out again. Had nothing to do with me, though. Seriously. It's just a bit of cosmic irony and a comic joke. Oh, I see some wild ducks out in the guttering there. Do you want to see them? I don't know if you can see them. They'll show up. They're out there sitting along by the curb. Anyway, very cute. Charlie's watching them. Very cute. I guess this has got nothing to do with temperature now, people. This is the equivalent of a hot flash. Yes, you're seeing it on YouTube, on flagrant, in my natural habitat, flushing like a queen. It's not pleasant. Well, that medication's knocking me around, let's face it. So we'll just hold on, honey. Hold on. Wait for my true love, my prosperity and my success. Could happen one day. Could happen. Not necessarily in that order either. Anyway. But they made up for it later by playing Zombie, which I have not heard done before in a DJ style and way. Oh my God. This little zombie, anarchist, revolutionary, better machine herself back to sleep. Yeah, because I don't know his name. My sweet attentive one from Sunset Brothers, but he looked at me towards the end of the night and went, "You're a machine," because I just kept dancing wildly the whole time. And I guess I am a kind of a, I have a lot of stamina, people, when it comes to dancing. Don't ask me to do the dishes or mop the floors, though. Suddenly I'll be crippled and very ill indeed. And sometimes I wonder if it's all psychosomatic, really. Anyway, you have to laugh. My muscles in my thighs and shins are so tight, I look like an athlete until the line of vision hits my fat, corpulent, carbohydrate-satiated belly. Oh. I will probably never have a flat tummy or be slim, but I have the strength and power of a machine in Clydesdale. So there is that. As my beautiful psychiatrist, handsome psychiatrist, when I refer to him as beautiful, I mean he's just got such a beautiful heart and soul. He says to me, "It's your Bow de Seer armouring, the weight that I carry on my body." I do. It's come in handy in the day when I've had to shoulder drunk louts over my shoulder and knock them off their feet and literally push them off me. Oh dear goddess, if I was a tiny little size 8 to 10, I wouldn't have the core strength, would I? They'd knock me off my socks. They'd love that. So it can never happen. I must remain fat. Ha ha ha. Do you see how I sabotage any chance at being a short, fat hobbit, lithe, slim, lithe, slim version of the short, fat hobbit, become healthy and vigorous and, did I mention lithe? But anyway, my feet are accustomed to walk. Oh, no, sorry. Rewind, I missed a paragraph. I could go dancing again tonight from 8 to midnight, but this machine will return to little old lady hobbit status after my night of magical, energetic frenzy. The balls of my feet are screaming at me right now. They are not happy about the high heels. Not happy at all. But to be fair, they aren't happy when I dance all night in flatter shoes either. My feet are accustomed to walking barefoot at home, grounding on solid, stolid Mother Earth, so they don't like shoes much at all. But I love those shoes I wore last night. I looked beautiful and elegant, even though I was pushing my body like a mountain goat on the side of a cragged, volcanic mountain. Ha ha ha! Life is good, what is left of it. Oh dear goddess. Oh dear goddess. Just want to open my curtain a bit. I open my curtains this way. I invented this. By hook or by crook, I'll open that goddamn curtain. So I'm too short and I have trouble sliding it across. So this is how I got round that situation. Oh. Right, a bit more light on the situation. Now it's hurting my eye. So maybe that wasn't such a good idea after all. Whew. Anyway. I'm glad I got to go wild last night. I'm dreading another slice to my back shoulder on Monday when I finally get another skin cancer cut out. Yes, Charlie. My poor back will look like mincemeat again. Now I'll never be a supermodel, and probably no partner will want to run his fingers across my brutalised back. But wounds heal, time heals, and the machine will continue to dance for as long as she can. And you know what's weird? This was this last year? I forgot. I did meet, oh yes, it was last year. So after complaining about no man would ever want to run his hands over my back with all the scars and the pits and from all the skin cancer excises, it does look awful. I think it looks awful. I'm sensitive about it. I met this lovely young Aboriginal man. He was far too young for me, and I told him so from the outset. And but we spent a lovely evening together. It was in May last year, so not long before I left the casino and not long before Bobo died. But anyway, we spent a lovely evening dancing together with my friend Jo, female friend Jo. And he was so generous and sweet to me and said, oh, have as many drinks as you want. Well, I didn't because I was driving. And I also didn't want to just I'm not there to use people, So I said to him, no, just one drink will do. He insisted on buying me a second drink, and I think he bought me 3 drinks that night. But after that I said no more because I actually have to drive home. So he was a lovely young man, very generous. But at one point, after we'd been sitting in each other's company for, an hour or so, he started running his hand across the back of my T-shirt and really massaging into all my deep scars. And I just froze. I was like, what the fuck? He's a perfect man for me. He wasn't bothered by my scar tissue at all. He was, I think a natural born healer. He was massaging into it. And I'm like, I actually froze a little bit and sort of moved to let him know that I wasn't comfortable with that so much. But he was a nice young fellow. Cecil was his name. So, but I didn't give him my number, and I didn't engage with him, sexually or romantically, because he was only 40, and I mean that's a bit ridiculous given that last year I was in May. Yeah, I was already 58. So I just thought it could be my son. It's just a bit weird, But he was so sweet. I had a couple of people that men I met last year that were really romantic and sweet with me. And I was like, what the fuck has happened? It was so weird because I'm so used to them being creepy and lascivious and fucking slimy and having to fend them all literally off. And I thought, what's going on with my mojo? I'm suddenly getting quite sweet romantic overtures, including from that sweet man from the Sunset Brothers. So there you go. It was a bit of a mind flip for me last year when that happened, because I wasn't accustomed to that after being out in the scene at that time for 12 years and fighting my way for my little spot, my dance spot, and protecting myself and the other women around me. I wasn't accustomed to the men actually being sweet and romantic and, with no oily, creepy fucking agenda, just having a lovely time in my company, right? How it should be, all the time. So anyway, I made a video about it. It's up here on YouTube, and I called it The Sweetening, because literally it was almost as surreal and and weird as being in a horror movie as the bad stuff when they suddenly all went romantic and sweet. It was like, what the fuck? But then I realised recent months, the reason for that is the multiverse is preparing me for the one, right? And how they've prepared me is they've got me used to men being romantic and sweet and loving and kind, and let me drop my guard down a bit, so I'm not like, what the fuck is this, and who the fuck are you, and what the fuck do you want, and no, I'm not going to have sex with you, and no, you're not going to put your finger down my ass crack like some creep did at Brooklyn Standard the first time I went there. I turned to him, and do that again, there will be violence. But I mean, by and large, most of the people have been lovely, really lovely. So it's been a nice, spiritual kind of amelioration, just gently lulling me into a false sense of possibility and hoping against hope that my one true love partner is going to manifest in my life for real this time. Well, dear goddess, I wonder if it's just another teasing game being played by the universe, because let's face it, the I and the thou, we have a weird connection going. We always have done. Anyway, but I've been steeped in so much love in recent months that I'm very grateful and contented, and still remain a little bit astonished actually. So it's all delightful. Probably because I'm dying. The multiverse probably said, look, let's cut her some slack. She hasn't got much time left on this planet. So let's just see what happens if we treat her with sweetness, give her a bit of joy in her life, and a bit of, heartfelt love attention. See what she does with that. Well, what am I doing with that? What I always do, dancing wildly, holding my line and hoping against hope that the right man chooses me. Oh, dear goddess. Meanwhile, I've gotten older, I've got more scars, and I've gotten a little bit more circumspect and hilarious too. Come on, little angel face. Come to Mama. Tell the people that Mama worked very hard yesterday. Even though she was not well, Mama worked very hard. Yes, I know. I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. Oh, what are you doing? Are you doing gymnastics? Just sit up here. Sit up here on my shoulder. Be a good, yes, you've got to be a good birdie now. So anyway, I continue, which is more of a bit of a repeat about what I just stated about the night out, but there's a few other details. So you can tell I was happy if I was repeating the same story ad nauseum too, people. Oh, dear goddess. 3:48 a.m. What? Home safe after a fantastic, wild night of dancing to the Sunset Brothers DJs and the other wonderful DJ, Mr. P, at the casino. Mr. P is my favourite regular DJ because he very kindly shares the electric fan with us dancers now. It's so good to have the fan blowing cool air on us dancers. It used to nearly kill me, the heat in that space. Dreadful it was. And yet I put up with it for so many years. Dear goddess. Talk about sucker. Anyway. Oh my God, I went off even though I was wearing my highly insensible stiletto strappy sandals. As a consequence, I am now writhing in agony after 5 hours of dancing on heels. Do you want to see my strappy sandals? They're gorgeous. I'll show you. I'll be back in a moment. Here they are. They came from, yes, I bought them in Joe Mercer. But yes, they're surprisingly comfortable, like considering they're all strappy and sandally, but I love them. But I'm being intrepid even wearing high heels now. I'll be right back. I'm going to put these away, but I'm going to be a little bit indisposed for a moment. Charlie, you pooed on my chair. How did you do that? Blame me kisses because you pooed on my chair. Oh dear goddess. Now I'm going to have a wet bum sitting on the wet spot from your poopykins. Oh well. It'll be cooler. Right, I'm back, people. Life is just one never-ending stream of creativity and output and input and making life beautiful in spite of it all. So here we go. Back in the dream, people. Back in the dream. Right, where was I? Showing off my shoes. As a consequence, I am now writhing in agony after 5 hours of dancing on heels. But I had a lovely time and am now sitting in a hot Epsom salt bath with a cup of tea and a piece of mud cake, Charlie. The mud cake will ensure that any fat I burned off will just be added to my Viking berserker hips. But after hours of dancing, I needed something sweet and substantial in my gut. Smiley face. I drove Shireen home as she lives on my way home at Coorparoo. I had a lovely compliment from one of the Sunset Brothers DJs. When they finished, he came up to me to say goodbye and told me that I am a machine. I just laughed. I said, I've been dancing here for 12 years and I really appreciated you playing harder rock music. I kissed his hands in gratitude and sweetly he kissed mine too. They come from Sydney, so I said I would definitely support them next time they play at the Livewire bar, as I had such a great night. He actually asked me, will you come to see us again, which was very sweet, very endearing, very heartfelt, very lovely. So I should honour my promise, right? Fuck the casino. They haven't banned me and I hold my own. I'll just march in there and support them if they play there again. Because a promise is a promise. Not that the guy probably remembers me anyway. He wouldn't hold me to that promise, would he? Surely not. Anyway, I'll have to see how I feel. Are you my pretty girl? You was the pretty girl. I was actually hesitant about going out tonight, as often the famous star-billing DJs play house or hip-hop all night and it kills me. So this was quite a wonderful surprise. Towards the end of the night, a young blonde woman insisted I dance with her, and I was in so much agony and so exhausted. She had to practically hold me up. She was funny, bright, and delightful. She looked a lot like my niece when she was her age. I asked her if she had German ancestry, but she said, Italian. Wow. Very pretty young woman. 29th of January 2022. I just woke up being shown images in my mind of me melting down gold in a crucible for casting and making gold jewellery. I was being shown this yesterday afternoon too. It's kind of annoying as I can't afford to buy gold and melt it down. The little Smith torch and all the equipment for that would be about $2,000. Then acquiring enough gold for projects. I almost had to laugh. Spirit is wanting me, by that I mean Great Spirit, God, the Holy One and all manifestations, is wanting me to forge ahead with my new jewellery making hobby when I lack the skills and resources to do it. I had almost given up as I am so exhausted all the time. My arthritis hurts in my hands. It's all swollen and veins all coming up again. I don't have the physical strength to do much of anything anymore except dance. I still find the mana to dance people, and to make my videos. But if Spirit or God wants me to work with this, then I will have to trust that the money and equipment needed will flow to me so I can teach myself and improve my skills. At worst, I could melt scrap gold and put it away for a little nest egg in case of emergency. At best, I might be able to make a few pieces for myself. But to do that, I need a rolling machine. That's another very expensive piece of equipment. So I definitely need a rolling machine. They run from about 6,000 to 10,000, but you can get cheaper ones, but they're not very good quality. So I'm waiting to buy, a $6,000 one or whatever I can afford, whatever the gods send my way. Thank you in advance, gods. Got to live in hope, darling. Otherwise you've got nothing to look forward to. But Jesus. I did melt some gold though. I melted down an odd earring and a few broken pieces that I had because I didn't have much. I didn't have much gold left because I used to sell off all my gold. The few bits I inherited when I got really fucking destitute. So I've run out of gold, people. But I made a little love heart shaped globby thing out of the scrap broken pieces that I couldn't be bothered repairing, and it's rose gold. And I was gonna buy the gold solder and some 9-carat gold wire, make a little jump ring and turn it into a pendant. But then I thought, nah, I might melt it down again, or I might add to it, or I might do something else with it. So I haven't decided. It's not a very big piece. I didn't get much out of that bit of jewellery I melted down. But anywho, it's funny that actually came true, that manifestation from the spirits of the angels telling me that they want me to work with gold, because that did manifest. I was also in recent months pulling apart old hard disks and pulling out the tiny gold filaments, and I melted those down, so I got two tiny little blobs of gold out of that. And it's a lot of work doing that because you've got to rip the whole thing apart and then melt it, but free gold, and I didn't have to worry about acquiring it. It just came to me naturally, organically. I love it when gold flows to me organically. Just saying. There goes that very handsome man with the schnauzer. He's married, but he's yum, yum, yum. I don't normally, there's very few men that I find yummy, but he's one of them. But, he's a nice man, gentleman. So I'm keeping to myself and my sacred space. Home, making YouTube videos, perving at the few nice looking men that go past. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? It's a bit fucking sad. But I'm alive, ain't I? You have to laugh. Here I write, but I'm not going to get too excited about this. The gold, the pressure to work with gold from the spirit world, not the man walking down the street. Just saying. It's very rare that a man excites me. The last time I was excited, oh dear God, we won't even talk about that one. It'll just send me down a spiral of fucking rage again. very rare that I'm excited by a man. And he wasn't even that good looking. Like, this man is comparatively is devilishly handsome in comparison. So, to you. You know you've moved on when I even don't even think he's attractive anymore. That's when the love's really died, babies. Severe weather warning, or whatever. All they ever do is give us bad news. That's why I don't watch the news, people. It's always bad, it's always miserable. And I just, who needs that negativity? Really. I got enough dealing with my non-existent love life and worrying about severe weather warning. Oh. So what that means is it's going to rain and it's going to be a bit windy and there might be a bit of hail damage. Like, calm your farm, people. Calm your fucking farm. Anyway, here we go. Where am I? I'm all over the show. I'll repeat. I'm not going to get too excited about this. The last time Spirit nagged me for weeks about ebony, I followed their orders and bought some and made a few pairs of earrings, which I still wear, by the way, the ones I kept for myself, the ones with the power shell in there. They did not sell, so I'm not going to fall for that trick again. My trickster spirit's promising me that I'll have success making jewellery, which is a big fucking lie. A big fucking lie. Like they tell me, your true love's coming. What am I? Snow White trapped in a glass cage waiting to die? Yes. Basically, that's what it is. That's basically who I am. Snow fucking White. All right. I'm not going to fall for that trick again, says she, but I kind of did, because hope springs eternal, people. I think it would be wise for anyone with spare cash to invest in gold right now, but without even... No, Charlie, don't climb on that. No. Charlie, come here. You've been crazy, Charlie. Where was I? But without even food supplies in the supermarkets, gold won't save us. Grow your own food, get off grid, form your own Ubuntu-type supportive bartering communities where we protect and provide for each other equally. Stay safe. Gold and diamonds are lovely to have, but worthless if society breaks down even further and we can't eat. It's a tad terrifying, actually. Celery sticks being hurled at me yesterday by invisible entities told me I am being heard in my anxiety for the future. Spirit will provide for me, but I don't even like celery that much. Lol. I am being told, trust and love. I heard those two words. Are those two things enough to survive the Great Reset, I wonder? Trust and love. I'm still hot. We're down to 23 degrees on the aircon and I'm still fucking hot. It's just weird, people. When life has constantly taught me that loving other humans is a dangerous, treacherous, heartbreaking pursuit, and I cannot trust in love, sad but true. But one thing the last few evil bastards taught me, on pain of my own death, I can love my own self enough to get through this, to walk in light and life force and honour created by me, for me, of me. I can finally trust myself enough to know that I have enough heart left to carry me through. Trust in love? Maybe that is what they mean. trust in my own ability to survive, and with love from the supernal realms, manifest what I most need to survive the remainder. All right, Charlie, you can't beat up the fan. Okay, all right. To survive the remainder of my allotted time on Earth. Look, it just makes a wind, that's all, Charlie. It makes a breeze. This is my going out fan. I've repaired it and repaired it and repaired it, but it's getting old now. All right. Trust and love that being in love with false callow men has ennobled me and strengthened me spiritually, as much as the constant grief and vicious attacks has caused my physical body to break down with skin cancer, arthritis, inflammation, and unpleasant gut issues. But I have healed myself before. I will again. Sometimes the greatest healing involves letting go of everything, including life. But the spirits interfered in that healing last time, so I must carry on and expect a recalibration of my mind, body, and spirit that I have never experienced before, or rather, only seen glimpses of vague, amorphous possibilities. Walking in the shadow of my own complex cumulative traumas, and yet still breathing, still creating, still holding out hope for a better future, loving what I have been left with, even my solitude, enforced isolation, and loving my own kintsugi'd heart, which is far more powerful and magical in its brokenness than I could have ever imagined. Magic happens. Trust in that. Love your own being and never let the bastards grind you down. Aight? 29th of January 2021. And here I have a meme. I was practicing making memes, but I gave it up. Not very good at it. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means I was going through some intense shift in my body, mind and spirit, which I do quite regularly. In a constant state of evolution, aren't we, Charlie? Post-traumatic growth, metamorphosing, transmuting the spiritual gold from the dross. Mama T's good at that, isn't she? She's very good at that. Just had a debrief with my psychiatrist. I don't want you pooing in my hair, Charlie. I washed it yesterday. I'm trying to stay clean, Charlie. Just had a debrief from my psychiatrist, and once I told him about the abusive band at the Treasury Casino, he was equally horrified. I said I had no choice but to complain, as the standards I tolerate reflect on me as a person and the kinds of societal devolution I am observing. Oh, what? I simply will not accept or tolerate certain behaviours, even if I am scapegoated or vilified for holding my truth and standing up and speaking out and even still dancing. He said I am deemed mad or histrionic or even personality disordered by my many varied abusers, when all in all I am merely Boadicea, fighting for human decency and honour and integrity right up in the face of my enemies. An aspect of my complex PTSD that has kept me alive and sustained me through 5.5 decades of abuse. My defiance. He is a truly good man who has advocated for me and protected me for our 10 years of therapy, now 13. The only health professional, or any professional, to have continued to do so. A hallmark of nobility. I can be difficult at times, especially when freshly trauma activated. I am going to find other clubs with live bands in Brisbane or other sources of soulful, life-affirming entertainments where I am treated with respect and even camaraderie. There must be a safe space out there for me. If not, I will create it. I did have a fantasy for quite some years of starting my own nightclub, which would be fucking... Can you imagine me owning my own nightclub? I'd be there every night, moshing and thrashing and jumping and jiving to all the bands, and all the punters, all the customers, all the clientele wouldn't even know that I was the owner. It'd be delightful. All the fun I would have. But anyway, you need money for that, so it's not going to happen, people. But it's one of my little dreams, one of my dreams for my future. 29th of January 2020. Here's my beautiful... I keep sticking to that. Over there. There's my beautiful boy socks. There's our Socksy Charlie. Socks is in Valhalla with the dog and all the other pussycats. Yes, you stay with Mama as long as you possibly can, though, because you're my baby. I don't like parting with my babies in that way. Gets me very, very fucking upset. I know. Oh, I'll show you the rest of that photo. Those are his big, massive paws. He had a good grip on Australia, did our socks. It's a beautiful cat. They were all beautiful, loving souls who adored me for no reason other than that I existed. And I fed them and let them sleep on my bed and change their cat litter and yeah. But they did. I'm joking, people. They did adore me just for my merest existence. This is why you have pets, people. So, up and at 'em. The great miracle is manifesting this morning, 9 a.m. I am so excited. I still can't believe it, even with the wonderful machine lying on my floor waiting to be installed. I tell you, as much as I have suffered in this life, I have been blessed with the most generous, thoughtful, wonderful people who have gifted me the most incredible things, not just material. It is very astonishing. I do not always feel worthy, which is an old program from my abusive family. I feel very much loved, cared for, and protected, which is a unique feeling in my life. Pardon me. Mummy had to do a little burpee. Thank you to all those magical beings who absolutely love me, and to my mortal ones too. I have been such a pain in the ass since the last surgery. Really, really struggling with my health. So this marks a turning point where I have now continuously chosen to continue with my life in mysterious and varied ways. It's an opportunity to chill the fuck out, literally and figuratively, and with my brain no longer beleaguered with swelling and muddy confusion from constant heat exhaustion. I aspire to think greater, more beautiful thoughts, and hopefully write them down, so as my foul sister once told me years ago, my mind will not be such a terrible waste. Oh, she was nasty. God, she was a creature. But anyway, life goes on. But baby steps. First, I need to focus and regroup. Every day is a miracle, unfolding exponentially like a sea anemone. And some days there are the contractions of new birthings also. It's all part of the creative flux and flow of the multiverses. So Mama T has to keep riding that wave. Love you. Laughing my ass off. The gods want me to really remember what a huge gift the aircon is. I am sitting in my kitchen, sipping tea and eating toast, and my face has little rivers of sweat cascading down it. The electrician is working in high humidity. I put the fan on him as I felt sorry. It felt a bit cooler earlier this morning, but now it's intense. To my beautiful benefactor, the aircon is running. It's already like heaven in here. You are amazing. The gods are amazing. Even Charlie was a little amazed by it all as the electrician came to set it up, and he got a bit frantic as he is wary of strange men. It's all completed now. I feel wonderful. And to you, my darling. So if I was gifted by the gods this beautiful thing, which is actually life-saving for me in this heat, I could also technically, if I really put a lot of energy into it, manifest that rolling machine. But I want it to come from a source that is not from the same benefactor, because that's a lot of money. I wouldn't ask for that. But I want it to come from a most benevolent, loving source for my most beneficial outcome, with harm to none and competition from none. So it is done. That's how I do it, people. But then you've got to put energy behind it. But you know what? I need my jewellery to start selling. It's not selling. And then on the other hand, I'm not pushing it too hard, because we're living in very fraught and frightening times where people can barely afford food now. So that's why my stuff's not selling. And hopefully when the economy picks up one fine day, maybe in 10 years, it'll sell. Then I'll be an old lady and that bit of extra money might come in handy. So I guess the point of it is, what I'm saying is, even though it's not selling and I get very despondent about it, I'll just keep making things and putting it aside, stockpiling it, and then if I die, my kids can melt down the silver and sell it for its ingot value, and all's not completely lost. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating that I wanted to, set up a little business for myself and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, don't bite his mama. Why are you being mean to mama? You're all dozy and sleepy now, being mean to mummy. All right. Here I write, I posted a YouTube video. This is back in 2020. Megaliths and sacred sites of Poland explored, which I found very interesting because here I write, cool, my biological grandfather was Polish, as were my great-grandmother and my in-laws. So, yeah, kind of, it was lovely to actually see the sacred sites in Poland, since I've never been to Poland. And yeah, so even though my dream has always been to travel to all the sacred and touristy destinations, but mainly the sacred sites across the globe, I would need millions of dollars to be able to afford that, you know. But anyway, that's my dreams, to travel one day, even though I never get to see the actual sacred sites with my own 3D reality eyes and my own physical body, because I'm a broken ass old lady hobbit sitting in Brisbane schwitzing in the wonderful air conditioning. I'm not complaining today. But anyway, since I didn't manifest the wealth to travel with people, I get to see the sacred sites on YouTube. It's wonderful. I watch all the metaphysical and paranormal shows and immerse myself in all that knowledge. And yeah, occasionally you get videos come up showing me holy and sacred places, and it's all, well, it's not as good as being there, but it's the next best thing, right? Thomas Sheridan on his page, on his group, posted it was photographs of all the sacred sites and dolmens and all sorts of interesting fairy mounds and all sorts of interesting things all through Ireland. I loved watching that. It was quite a lot of photos actually. It took me a long time to pour through them all. And I just sort of looked at each one and imagined me actually being there, breathing the air and the atmosphere and feeling the magic. And it was, if you really imagine hard, it's almost like being there, people. In fact, better, because all the photographs were taken on beautiful, sunny, lovely days. Didn't have the rain and the fog that you get in Ireland. But anyway, it was lovely and I enjoyed that too. That was last year, I think I saw those photos. So one day I'd like to go to Uluru here in Australia, that big red rock in the middle of the country. It's a major sacred site. I'd like to see that one day. I'm sure there's sacred sites around Brisbane too. If I knew an Aboriginal person that could show me where they are, the ones that are acceptable for women to visit, that is, because you've got to honour their law. You know, some sites are not welcome to women, just you know, the ancient traditions going back hundreds of thousands of years. If it's a spiritual meaning behind it, then I respect that. But if it's just some newfangled bullshit, then I'm just like, fuck you, I'm equal to any man, and I march on in. But yeah, the holy sites, you have to be mindful that some places are not safe for women. And alternately, there are some lakes or billabongs where it's not safe for men to swim in. Men swimming and they drown. So, you know, it depends on the energy of that space. So, anyway, I carry on. 29th of January 2018. Pain migrated to my left buttock and shin bone. I have an earache in my left ear. A boil is suppurating on my back. In the fucking wars, as per usual. I feel very weak today, even though I slept a bit better. Jared is coming to visit as it is Monday, and I am too sick to manage going to Cuchimudlo Island. Windy day, must heal. I had a shower and I felt so weak I thought I might vomit or fall down, so it was a slow process. At least my hair is washed now. Gee, now they've got a flood warning, so we are in for some nasty weather. Anyway. What did I say? It feels good to have clean hair. Yes, it does indeed. Jared and Crystal both arrived together, which was probably a surprise. That Crystal was coming, I mean. We have sat in the garden with the 2 dogs and Charlie. Crystal sorted... Do you want to see what she's doing? It's quite cute. She's sitting in the shade underneath the table, preening and nibbling herself in. Yeah. She didn't want to be on camera. She's a private birdie. Crystal sorted through all her paperwork and Jared had fun shredding it all in the electric paper shredder. Decluttering continues. Every now and then a light shower would sprinkle over us, but not enough to get soaking wet. It was lovely. I am still in a lot of pain. No painkillers work, although I've not taken endone yet. Might take one soon, as the pain is relentlessly grinding. My friend Louise Winton wrote, Tanya, I'm so sorry to hear you're so unwell again. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I wrote back, thanks Louise. I was feeling so good and happy, then, bam, sciatica hit me again. Swings and roundabouts. Never mind, I always bounce back eventually. 29th of January 2017. Another lovely day in the sunshine with friends. Thanks. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I went dancing last night. I had a lovely time in spite of an old casino troglodyte enemy getting in my face. I have many lovely friends in my life, so the few trolls really just make themselves look desperate. I have not had much sleep as my feet hurt. By golly, they hurt, but I am glad I went out. I spent some time outside with my homeless friends. Some big winner had given them each $100. Awesome. I still bought them a coffee, as I know those big blessings are few and far between. It also makes me feel good to spend time with them and buy them a coffee. There are times when my homeless friend buys me coffee also. So the world spins on a dime and we are sanctified, not by our poverty, fear, disconnection, but by our love and appreciation of each other. Generosity and kindness flow in abundance. My few enemies will never comprehend it. In a world gone mad and disintegrating, Exhibit A, America, well, not just America now, darlings, the entire world. There will come a time when my and or our enemies will finally get it. I think they've gotten it now. Totally gotten it by the gods. I hope we do not suffer as a collective too much. I have certainly suffered enough in this lifetime. But I am well placed as a survivor to know how quickly things can turn evil and how long the healing and repair can take. Decades. Then to watch history repeat itself, a cruel, twisted knife of betrayal, blunted only by hatred and apathy. I will walk with my head high. I have done no wrong and been persecuted for having a conscience, a morality, and a fierce warrior spirit to protect those who, like me, have been vilified and abused. I need to move that comma back over, don't I? Envy has brought desolation to my life. Envy of what? My child's determination to survive and my nascent desire to thrive. That causes disgust in my enemies. Sad but true. I live on the whims of fate, and still I fly in the face of great evil, with or without my broomstick. I have recently overcome an extended illness, 8 weeks of terrible tooth pain. I still feel weak, rebuilding my strength. In the midst of my health issues, I fought and advocated for a child that recently suffered abuse and neglect, fought against Trump and his onslaught of evil, fought against my own lovesickness and abandonment. I'm quite amazed at how much I have struggled with since last year, been hammered with in the past few months. I sense a gathering storm, but I have always ridden through tempests like a wild Mustang outrunning a tornado. I get knocked down, but I get up again, exhausted, more fragile, older, but certainly growing in wisdom and awareness of who is real in my life and who never were and really don't matter, because I have something those haters crave: myself. The ability to look within and find peace even in the maelstrom. I surround myself in love with good, kind people. Blessed are the weird, unusual, and broken. We are whom we are becoming, whole. Even if only duct taped together or our cups filled kintsugi style, we shine, we rise, we live, we love another day in a myriad ways. To my true beloved ones. My light might dim, but I know someone out there will take its last smouldering embers and blaze a comet tail across the sky, a beacon of bliss, of fiery encouragement, and of new beginnings. I am a lonely older woman, untouched and unloved, and played for a fool by so many abusers. But in the game of life, I lose, I grieve, I sigh, but even somehow the gods decree that even in my loss and abandonment, I have reached a freedom that ensures that sometimes, just sometimes, I win. I win when I see love in the world. Love light up hearts and minds and faces and shine a light in dark places. Love I was denied or torn from, but which dwells stubbornly in my being. I have exacted a huge toll for being who I am. At times, it was worth it. 29th of January 2015. Maybe I am in denial and shock still, but I feel so loved and supported. I feel like I'm walking in a bubble of light and warmth and surrounded by loving thoughts and virtual hugs. This is an unusual state of mind. I should not feel so comforted and happy. Big changes must be happening in the background, but I have no idea what they are or how they will affect me. I guess I will just follow my bliss and enjoy it. I just varnished the case I was working on weeks ago with resin. Now the lounge reeks again, even though I have the front door and windows open. I have to buy another tin to finish the job, but next time I think I will just use actual varnish. This stuff stinks too much. I had to shut the cats out so they don't get poisoned from the fumes or high. This is probably a comment to a meme, but the meme hasn't been posted for whatever reason. But here I write, I never run. There is nowhere to go and no one to run to. I stand alone with my own being. I love who I am now and whom I am becoming. I fought too long and hard to run from myself and hide my truth anymore. With my love of wearing corsets and cinching my waist, I must be the epitome of Victorian beauty. I will never be a waif or heroin chic or postmodern. I like my food too much, laughing my ass off. And I've got a weird and sudden craving for lasagna with bechamel sauce. It's weird how I crave that. The bechamel sauce with all the cheese in it doesn't agree with me either. So I have to eat that at great personal risk of my innards reacting violently. But I'm craving it right now. It's a bit odd, people. Well, I've just had a piece of toast this morning when I got up with peanut butter. So I guess I'm hungry again. That's what that's about. 29th of January 2014. I had a great debrief with my psychiatrist. He agreed with me that I am not a man-hater, but a hater of abusers, regardless of their gender. He agreed that I was not high on the weekend due to any bipolar type symptoms, but he totally understood my epic joy and the symbolism of bringing Tabitha Hen back from the brink of death a second time. As he noted, Tabitha's survival was symbolic to me on multifarious levels. Indeed it was. It was miraculous. And this was, obviously I was debriefing with him about Creature, that filthy, stinking bitch, running me down to everyone in the pub saying that I was a man-hater and that I had bipolar. She knew nothing about me. She was just a low, callow dog. But obviously I'd taken it on board enough to upset myself over it that I was debriefing it with my psychiatrist, right? Anyway, I explained to him that seeing the steam pour from her beak, from her insides, this was Tabitha, when I found her a week ago and gave her water, made me think that the Chinese must have seen this often, and that is how they described the phoenix who regenerates from its own ashes. It was really frightening. She was so hot that when I gave her water, steam blew out from inside her body. It was that poor little chook. She survived so much. She was intrepid like me, by the gods. I am proud of who I am and who I am yet becoming. He told me I am highly intelligent and very strong, and that is what attracts people to me. My strength. My task is not to doubt myself or my actions, as my PTSD means I will protect myself and others in my immediate vicinity in a quest to be victorious over the abusers and to quell my own insecurities and fears and to stand my ground, which I was unable to do as a child, being victimized by 5 adults in my immediate family, nor in the relationship into adulthood with my mother, as I was always hoping and wishing she would cease damaging me and would just be a loving mother. And I had rare glimpses of it on occasion, but they were so fucking rare. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable to have a mother like that. But anyway, here I sit abandoned by my own children, which my mother predicted would happen, so that hurts even more. It's like being rejected and attacked and betrayed and abandoned by both sides of the generational vortices of hell. But I'm a good mother, and I was a good daughter in spite of all the evil that was thrown at me. So the joys of being the black sheep, right? The joys of being the shaman. The joys of being a decent, honourable person and holding your own, even as you're slowly beginning the death spiralling at the end of your life. Fuck it. It's alright. Even though I'm dying, well, I'm not terminal just yet. Please God, I'm not terminal just yet. Even though I feel like crap most days, I'll be out dancing again on Friday, babies. I'm going to be out wild and free, moshing my mosh and dancing my dance, as I do every weekend. I will no longer accept puppet strings being attached to me. I dance for no one. I dance for life, for myself, for my own freedom, my bliss, my survival, and for my life force to be revivified from the zombie I was for 20 years. No regrets. 29th of January 2013. Beautiful day, beautiful setting sun. Happy. 29th of January 2012. I slept most of today, woke up at 2 p.m. Then bombed again at 4 to 6 p.m. Not good, but feel really content, peaceful and mellow tonight. So obviously needed the rest. Life goes on, spiraling psychedelically like a whirling dervish, up, down, but tonight I know I have done my best and feel I'm being brought back into balance. Just for today, lol. Oh my God, my Pal Talk buddies set me up with a Canadian guy who lives in Sydney but visits Brisbane regularly, and watched while he chatted to me on mic, me in text because my mic wasn't working. One of them was sending me his photos without him knowing, which was cute but kinda cheeky of her. He seems nice. Might meet up for coffee with him and the little Aussie's free-spirited matchmaker and her Yankee man, who is as bad as she is. They set it up, then left me with him. Lol. Thank the Lord for my South African friend and for my West Australian friend who watched the whole thing and held my hand. Lol. I hate being match made. Eek. That's because that's how I ended up with my dead shit husband, right? So if I even sniff that someone is trying to matchmake me, I throw an epic fucking tantrum, or I just completely withdraw from the whole situation. I can't stand that, being manipulated into something, even a romantic thing that might turn out to be nice. I can't abide it. I must make my own choices and my own mistakes. And by the gods, did I make epic mistakes in the last, previous decade. But by the gods, at least they were my free will choices. Or at least I hope they were. But yes. But he's nice and has a pink Major Mitchell cockatoo. So that's a plus, that he loves birds, lol. And anyway, I don't know what happened. I never heard from him again. So obviously I freaked him out with my astonishing but weird but delightful but very expansive over-the-top personality, right? It's not too many men can keep up with my intellect and my joie de vivre and my dark, gothic, weird sense of humour at times. It's not too many men can love the Tanya, but I'm okay with that. The right man will love me no matter what, no matter when, no matter how, and he will honour my spirit, body, mind and soul and treat me with loving kindness and stay with me and not just be a fucking user and a loser like the men from the past were. My God, they were fucking woeful, they were. But anyway, I've had a long break from men for 8 years, and I'm looking forward to finding someone as magical and gorgeous as I am, and loyal and faithful too, to me, and someone a bit fun and exciting, who we can go on outings together or take little road trips or go swimming, sit on the beach. Oh, that would be nice. I miss the sea. Go hiking in the mountains, go to Mount Glorious like I used to go with my daughter and Jared. Be happy and proud to have me on his arm and be seen with me in public as well as in private. Someone who delights in me. You're out there somewhere, my gorgeous one, but don't trawl after me on the internet like that last twat gobbler did, because it was just weird and inappropriate, actually. I shouldn't have even encouraged that. But you're out there. A real man for a real woman is out there somewhere. Oh, you have to laugh. Anyway, 29th of January 2009. Tanya has become aware that her status comments are viewed as boring. So for the uninitiated, this is like people being nasty to me, and I'm just like, fuck you. Do you like how I say fuck you in such a polite, genteel way? I don't hold back anymore. Now it's just fuck you. You have to laugh. Anyway, thus concludes the readings of Even Date. And Charlie, Mummy needs to go and buy some food. I need to go something for dinner tonight. And we need to eat something yummy, Charlie. I know. You going to come up here and say goodbye to the people? She don't really want to. You say goodbye to the people, Charlie? Say goodbye to the people, Charlie. Say hello, goodbye, I love you. Are you cold? You're all fluffed up. You want to go back in your cage in the hot box in your room? Do you want to be in the hot box in the room? Yes. My sweet little baby. Can I have a kissy kissy? Kissy kissy. Save all your kisses for me, Charlie. She says, nah, I'm not feeling smoochy right now. Kissy, kissy, kissy. Who's the pretty birdie? What's up, Charlie? What's up? She says, Mama. Oh, anyway, on that note, have a beautiful day, people. Day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the space-time continuum. And blessed be from sacred space. Don't worry about Mama T, the Tanya, Miss Five. One day, the right man will come along and I won't fuck it up. Or they won't fuck it up, since I haven't really done anything to fuck things up. All I did was ask a simple question for which I required a simple answer. So life is weird, people. The world is full of very contaminated, tainted, destroyed people. And I have to remember some things are just not right for me, and ding, let them go. And I'll continuously revel in the sweet love and affection shown to me by my true friends, and delight in that, and delight in my little birdie, and delight in the good people that are in my life. So there you go. God's bless from Titania's realm. Bye for now.